Hey guys, and welcome back to another video with your two favorite book nerds, Amy
and Kelly.
Today we're talking about the Goodreads Choice Award winners. Which probably be like a brrr.
Undoubtedly. Undoubtedly.
We rarely agree with who wins the Goodreads Choice Awards, but maybe this time
I think that our favorite categories, I think it's just a no contest. I think horror is going to be Stephen King.
Yeah.
I think fantasy is going to be Leigh Bardugo. I think romantasy is going to be Sarah J. The only thing I'm interested in is seeing like who came after that. But
yeah.
I don't think it's going to be really any big surprises here.
Probably not, but
so
we shall see, I guess.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Okay.
See if I can find it.
We have not looked at this yet, so.
It's gonna be a surprise to us. Yeah, let's just start from fiction and go forward.
Okay, so fiction.
Yeah.
The Wedding People. Never heard of that one.
Yeah, not so much. Who did we say
I think we talked about Sally Rooney, who came in second.
Ellen Hildebrand. I
did find out, though, that the actual number of votes isn't the number of votes in the round. It's like a cumulative. So, like, if you voted in the beginning, and then you voted again, your vote counts twice.
Oh.
So, like, I think last year when we looked at this, I was like, there's 180 of you at Fourth Wing? No, there was not. That was cumulative over the whole thing. So,
still,
which I think was,
people don't like that book.
I think it's a little misleading then. You know, I think that it should start over. Like, the clock should start back over again with the individual rounds.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was fiction. Historical fiction. Again, I'm
Chris
not gonna.
and Hannah.
Yeah.
No surprise there.
No surprise.
I think
by like a massive amount.
Yeah. And I just.
Oh, The Frozen River. There's number 3. That's the one I almost picked for our December book club.
Oh, well, there we go.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah. Well, Sylvia Moreno Garcia
is... She was down there quite a ways,
yeah.
wasn't she?
Yikes. Her new books don't seem to be doing too well.
No, they really don't. I was watching another video. I think it was like, because I didn't watch anything about this year's videos yet, but I think it was about last year's, probably, talking about how they nominate books for Goodreads, or how Goodreads chooses. And I still think it needs to be on actual ratings, not just if it's been shelved.
Yeah.
If it's actually been read. Like...
Yeah, I think that would make it more fair and just better overall because, I mean...
I have, like, 200 books shelved.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm ever going to read any of them or that I even think that they're any good.
Right,
it's
exactly. Exactly.
I don't know. Anyway, okay. Mystery thriller.
The God of the Woods.
Huh.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of her?
Yeah, it's on my TBR. Books and Lala read it. Kayla. And I think she really liked it a lot. So, that's the main reason why I added it to my TBR, which might prove to be a problem because we tend to not agree on books as much, but yeah, we'll see. I honestly was surprised Frida McFadden didn't win.
Yeah.
She had 2 books on that list.
2 books. She didn't even come second.
First Light Wins by Ashley Elston.
Interesting. No, there's Richard Osman. He's down there. He wasn't last.
Riley Sager didn't win.
Oh, I forgot he was on there.
He was on the way down.
Like way down.
What?
Wow.
That's exciting. I mean, not for him, but like, yeah, no, I think I predicted it was going to be Lucy Foley or Riley Sager or Frida McFadden winning. And dang, God of the Woods came out on top.
I wanted to read that.
Maybe I should not read it and read Riley Sager instead. Because if people didn't like this Riley Sager book, then I might actually like it.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
So, I don't know. Interesting. It was fairly close, though, between the first and second on that. Like 10,000 votes. But. Moving on to romance.
Emily Henry.
She won! I cannot believe. And Leather and Lark was up top, like in the top 5.
Oh, yes.
Oh like, my gosh.
Number 4 was Leather and Lark.
How? Oh, Goodreads is doing good this year. Holy Moses. I'm not mad about this at all.
Yeah, Emily Henry, Abby Jimenez.
Yeah.
Second, just for the summer.
Which I would have voted for that if I wasn't voting for, what did I vote for? Either Funny Story or Leather and Lark, I don't remember. I would have voted on that one just for the cover alone. I love that cover.
Allie Hazelwood with Bride was 3rd.
That surprises me.
Yeah, you said you heard people didn't like that book.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's the one that I, just based on the premise, thought should be in Romantasy.
Yeah.
Casey McQuiston wasn't way up there.
I didn't think that one would be.
Really?
No, I hadn't heard anything about it. All these ones at the bottom I hadn't really heard of.
It's Kirsty Greenwood. That name sounds familiar for some reason.
None of her other books sound familiar to me.
No. Not that I would know anyway. Not my genre.
Yeah. But, alright.
Okay. Romantasy. Guess who's this one's gonna be?
Sarah J.
It's gonna be Sarah J, but I think Emily Wilde was on this list. And I think Apprentice to the Villain is on this list. So we'll see.
Ah, it was!
Well, obviously.
But Apprentice to the Villain was second. But oh my gosh, that gap.
Yeah, that gap.
The gap in votes. But you know what? We'll take second.
We knew Sarah J was gonna take it.
The better book is in second place, but it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, I can't say I haven't read it yet, so.
But I mean, it doesn't matter.
Well, it's gonna be better than Sarah J no matter what.
Yeah.
That Quicksilver, I've been seeing that like all over the place. Like everywhere. But it's usually the romance girlies like sharing fan art, so it's probably not my thing.
Probably not your thing, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the Spell Shop got pretty high up there. 2, 3, 4, 5th. And A Fate Inked in Blood, I swear that is a YA book. I have it. I'll read it, but...
I mean, the cover makes it look like it's a YA book,
I swear it's YA. Well, hardly surprising.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, I guess I'm not too surprised that Apprentice to the Villain was second when you consider the rest.
True. All of the rest were ones that I hadn't really heard too much of.
Anyway, again, not really my genre, so...
No. But this next one is.
So I think it's going to be Leigh Bardugo because it's Leigh Bardugo. Oh my goodness! Oh my gosh! It's TJ Klune.
We love TJ Klune around here.
We love TJ Klune.
Leigh Bardugo was second. It was very close. Oh my gosh. And Emily Wilde was third.
Oh my gosh. I did not expect that. Okay, now I'm wondering. I have to go back and look. I think maybe The House in the Cerulean Sea won the year that it was up.
Maybe.
I think. I have to go back and look.
That's crazy. That is so close in votes.
That is. And I honestly can't believe that Emily Wilde is third. I really can't. Because, I mean, I like it, but this one is not as good as the first book is. And the first book did not rate that high. Interesting.
Latina Cup's in the top 10.
Is it? Well, duh. There's only 10.
There's not. There's more than 10.
I thought there was only 10 finalists.
No, well, maybe. I don't know. It's all the I don't know how many there. It's in the top.
This Book of Doors. This is interesting to me too because I have heard such like good and bad. Like people either love it or hate it. I have no idea what it's about. Jay Kristoff. That one's interesting too.
It's a vampire book.
Well, I know, but Jay Kristoff is kind of controversial figure, so. And this 5 Broken Blades, I swear that's YA too. I swear that's YA fantasy.
I don't know. It has, I've seen the book in stores and it has the sprayed edges, I think. Like, it's really pretty.
I have it somewhere. Somewhere. My TBR cabinet is too small for all of my TBR books. It's around here somewhere. Oh yeah, there it is. Book of the month does not have sprayed edges.
Yeah.
But anyway, I've heard it's romantasy. I've heard it's YA romantasy. I don't know why it's on the fantasy list. The Fox Wife. I have that book too. You know, I'm gonna have to do like a TikTok series on the Goodreads award books that I actually do have.
Mm-hmm.
The Tainted Cup, which deserve to be so much higher. You know, that's the other thing when I look at this list. I mean, because I haven't read, of course, Somewhere Beyond the Sea, but I read The House in the Cerulean Sea, which could be tipped into the romance category. I mean, the romantasy category. Leigh Bardugo probably has some romance going on in there. Emily Wilde is definitely romantasy. It should have been on the other list. So like the top 3. And like, we really need to
get better at distinguishing.
We need to do better with the fantasy people. I've heard, again, Five Broken Blades is romantasy as well. But, because I'm like, the Tainted Cup, that is like pure good fantasy. I'm sorry, it just is. Surprised Academy for Liars is not higher, because I heard so many people talk about that book. Or that Catherine Arden isn't higher. She's really low on the list. I think Teen Kingfisher should have been higher. Kind of surprised Lev Grossman isn't higher, because I don't really know about this book so much, but the name recognition.
Well.
Anyway, yeah. I am surprised. I am surprised at that one. Not unpleasantly, except that Tainted Cup should have been higher. Much higher. Okay. Science fiction.
Science fiction.
Huh. The Ministry of Time. Interesting. By quite a large margin. Huh. Wow.
I know nothing about these books.
I have heard of it. James S.A. Corey, I'm surprised he's not. Honestly, on name recognition, that's the one I would have expected. And it's the first in a new series. So, sometimes I think that helps. Because more people are gonna... Like, if I get on here and if I'm looking to read the nominees and it says 4th in a series, I ain't reading it.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think that the Ministry of Time does sound good. I'd like to read it, but... And it's a debut novel, too, to win.
To win in the science fiction category as a
debut.
Novel.
I think is interesting.
It must be pretty good. But it
just says
romantasy.
Is a delightful, playful twist on the time travel romance. Okay.
Not that
you can't have
comedy, roommate drama, espionage. It sounds like a romantasy book.
It sounds It can be romantasy, but science fiction.
Sci-fantasy.
I don't know. It does. I do think it sounds. If you've ever wondered what it would be like to fall in love with a 19th century polar explorer, author Callie-Anne Bradley has the book for you. Okay. I guess I'm too much of a purist to be on Goodreads. All right. Here you go, Martha. You know who it's going to be.
Stephen King.
Of course.
Such a disappointment.
Teen Kingfisher's way up there. Number 3.
That
with What Feasts at Night.
Me
Me too.
That surprises me. Oh my gosh.
Do you know?
Where's... Oh my gosh, Stephen Graham Jones, why are you so low? Why is that one so low? The Angel of Indian Lake is almost at the bottom. And that is his best book. The I Was a Teenage Slasher was higher by a good margin? Are ya people kidding me?
Really?
Oh, I did not like that one as much. Like, it was okay, but like, The Angel of Indian Lake?
I search.
Ah! It was so much better.
This is what's interesting, though. The number 10, the last book on here, they got 820 votes. And number 1, Stephen King got 60,000, almost 61,000.
Which, compared to other categories, those are like really low.
Low numbers.
Not a lot of people voting for horror, I guess.
So the number 2, We Used to Live Here. Do you know that book?
I do. It's on my TBR. I haven't read it yet, but it doesn't surprise me that it's so high up because I have seen that book everywhere. I really want to read it. I think it could be good. What Feasts at Night? Solid choice at being up top. I do think...
I'm surprised by it.
Yeah.
But
I think What Moves the Dead is a stronger book.
Yes, it is.
But What Feasts at Night is still good.
Really good. I'm just surprised.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I am too.
I just got that book. The Book of Witching by C.J. Cook. I just got that last month in my book of the month. I could have swore that was like a paranormal fantasy kind of thing. 400 years separate them, one book binds them. The Book of Witching. A mother must fight for her daughter's life in this fierce and haunting tale of witchcraft and revenge. Clem gets a call. This was nightmare. Her 19-year-old daughter, Erin, is unconscious in the hospital after a hiking trip with her friends on a remote island, leaving her boyfriend dead and her best friend missing. When Erin wakes, she doesn't recognize her mother and she doesn't answer to her name, but insists she is someone named Nix. Oh.
Interesting.
Clem begins to wonder whether Erin's strange behavior is a symptom of a broken mind or the effects of an ancient curse. Huh. Well, I've got it, so I'm going to read it, but it makes me wonder if it's the same kind of thing as what was in fantasy.
Guess we will see.
We will see. It wasn't like it was high up there, but still.
Yeah, but I mean...
Higher than Stephen Graham Jones.
Which is just wrong. It's just wrong. How is that one not higher?
I don't know.
That whole trilogy was amazing. And the last book had the most action and gore and horror of all of them.
I wonder if part of it is like because I Was a Teenage Slasher. Wasn't that more like a novella? Maybe more people read it because it was short.
Maybe. It was pretty short. But it had... I honestly don't think that it had enough horror in it to be that high on the horror list. Like, there was some killings, some slashing happening. But I just, compared to The Angel of Indian Lake, the third one, whatever.
Okay, that my darling dreadful thing actually kind of sounds good. Interesting. Okay.
Debut novel. Who do we think? I don't know who all had.
I don't remember who all was on there.
I voted for Monica Kim. How to End a Love Story. That is wild.
Romance.
That book was at the bottom of the romance category, but it won debut novel.
Who was second? The Ministry of Time, which won. We Used to Live Here, which came second.
Third.
No, second. Oh, no, I'm sorry. In the horror category.
Oh, gotcha.
Ministry of Time was first in science fiction. We Used to Live Here was second in horror. The Book of Doors was third, I think, in fantasy. Voyage of the Damned was... and that is wild because I have heard bad things about that book. Like, people that I followed did not like it. But that was on the fantasy list, too. I don't really know any of the other books. If they weren't in another category, I don't know them. Next.
I don't remember who
audiobook.
was on the audiobook.
No, I remember us saying that Bryn Weaver's books needed to be on the audiobooks.
Yeah, but I don't think that
they weren't, but they needed to be.
Funny story.
Really
interesting. Not the World by Kristen Hanna. Oh yeah, I remember being very unhappy about this list of audiobooks because it was mainly memoirs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad Emily Henry won.
Yeah, but it wasn't Emily Henry that won. They'd be judged on their narrator. Well,
True.
they should be. But I have
Julia
a feeling...
Julia Whelan, then.
I have a feeling that people kind of went through here and said, oh, I know Emily Henry.
There's a chance. Okay.
Okay. Young adult fantasy. Okay. Yeah, you could have seen that one coming. Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross.
Oh my, I could have seen it coming. I didn't see it coming.
Well, yeah, Divine Rivals won.
No, that's true.
The year
that's
it was
true.
in.
That's true.
So yeah. But over Holly Black. Interesting.
I still need to finish that book. Ruthless Vows.
You do. Get on it already.
I'm sorry.
Before I end up spoiling something for you. Brandon Sanderson. I just got that book too by Isabella Banez, Where the Library Hides. I just got that one. Well, Ruthless Vows. Very deserving. Very deserving.
Yeah.
Young adult fiction.
Heartstopper.
Heartstopper.
Okay, I think I had
5.
said that it would be up there.
By a pretty good margin.
Well, I'm not surprised that Heartstopper took #1. Those
You know
books
what?
seem to be going really well, and they have the Netflix show now also.
Yeah. You know what's interesting too? And not interesting good or bad or anything other, just interesting. Like a good portion of the books on here are queer.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting.
People be getting woke.
I was gonna say not good or bad or indifferent. It just far more than any other category.
Mm-hmm.
You young people these days. Good for you.
Yeah, right? At least somebody's getting more, I don't know, accepting.
Okay.
There's hope for the future after all. The Anxious Generation.
How the great rewiring of childhood caused an epidemic of mental illness.
If that doesn't describe my generation, I don't think anything does. Like, this is a book for all the millennials out there, because I know that all of us are having anxiety through the roof, okay? I get it. This is a book for us.
I remember, like, when we used to have our in-person book club, and, you know, there was like 7 or 8 of us. I don't remember what book it was we were reading, but I think it was a lot like what we just got done with. This one, where it's like so socially conscious that, and I remember asking, because you are all like way younger than me. I remember asking you, doesn't it get exhausting having to care about everything all the time? I'm like, you know, I have things I care about, absolutely, and I certainly have empathy for causes that I would care about but aren't necessarily like near and dear. But I don't feel guilty because they're not near and dear. But it feels like for you guys, it's like, man, if you don't care about everything, like if you don't care about the rare green whale species in southern Thailand seas or whatever, if you don't absolutely care and have a wristband for it, then you are a terrible person.
Yeah.
And you know me, Gen X, I'm like, and? I just, you know, you can only care about so much, but yet it seems like for you guys, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
You're a terrible person if you don't.
Pretty much.
You
It's
know?
stressful. It's a lot.
Because I'm like, you know, you volunteer at the cat shelter in McPherson. Obviously something that you really care about a lot. I volunteer at a museum. It's something that I care about a lot. I love cats, but I don't know that I'm certainly not gonna drive over to McPherson to volunteer. And you're not gonna come volunteer at my museum. And that's okay. You know, we all have our own things that we want to do, but yeah, I'm not gonna go jump on a bandwagon for that rare green whale species in southern Thailand. And just,
Yeah.
you know?
It's just, yeah, there's just a lot of things anymore too where you just have to be really careful about what you say that you do enjoy and what you say you don't enjoy, or like there's just so many things anymore that anything could be taken wrong.
I think you're right. I think you guys are that anxious, and like Gen X, we don't really care.
Yeah.
We don't care. And I think the generation after you guys, they don't care either.
No.
It's
like, just the millennials.
It's you guys got stuck in that middle, that transition.
Well, we've been through all of the bad things.
Yeah, because
our life has just been one constant like traumatic event after traumatic event. Like we've had the pandemic, we've had like all of these like.
But I think it was
so much.
But I think it's also because like society as a whole was starting to become more socially aware with your generation. And so you guys had to care about everything or you were bad, terrible people. And, you know, the rest of us older people were just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Think I'm a bad person. I guess I don't care. And I think the generation after you, that has all kind of leveled and worn a little bit. So they're like, yeah, they care about things, but they're back to, dude, I'm just living my life.
Yeah.
Because I think
like
about my kids.
The confidence and just like the whatever to like just be who they are, and they don't care about like what other people think. They're just like gonna do their thing. Like I'm just thinking about like, you know, since social media and stuff is so big now, especially for kids that would be what Gen Zers. Generation Y, whatever the new kids are. The new the new babies,
whatever the new kids are. I don't even know where that cutoff is.
The new kids on the block. There's a reference that dates people.
Because I'm trying to think if I think my oldest son is a young millennial, I think, but my youngest son is definitely not.
Yeah,
but because I don't know where that cutoff is, because honestly
I think it's 95 or 96.
Oh, is it? Okay, then definitely he's way out. Both of my kids are not millennials then. I am surprised that older millennials are so close to my age, actually. Like I am chalk center of Gen Z. Absolutely. Gen X, I mean. Yeah. I'm absolute. Yeah. The middle. But
gang signs over here.
But only like oh, we're running out of battery. We should probably stop jabbering about generations. But anyway, I'm surprised that older, it's like 1986 and you can be a millennial. That's amazing to me.
Yeah,
we should probably I should stop jabbering about generations.
That's a good discussion.
But I do think you guys just got the raw end of the deal about that whole, if you are not, I just can't imagine having to care about everything. Like I used to remember like Facebook posts and stuff, but it's like so random. And like, what do you actually care about? What do you really care about? You know?
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, I'm gonna stop jabbering about generations and stuff, and you know, just a last word from an older person. It's cool. You don't have to care about everything all the time. You can pick what you care about. Just be nice to other people who care about other things than you. That's all you gotta do.
Treat people with kindness.
That's all you gotta do, man. All right.
Peace and love.
I am not a crook. If you understand that reference,
then you're old.
Then you're old. Okay.
Okay, Mr. President.
Yeah. Memoir. Oh, look! Woo, 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 woo. Yay! The third Gilmore Girl.
By Kelly Bishop.
By Kelly Bishop.
Oh my gosh. I am
by a huge amount.
Not that she had a lot of competition, but still.
Not really.
Oh my gosh. I need to read that. If I see that book out in the wild today while I'm doing my shopping or whatever, I'm buying it. Nothing, that no one can stop me now. I am so happy.
Yeah.
So happy. Oh my gosh. Oh my garland.
Oh my gosh. There's another old person thing.
Yeah. We're just sitting over here dating ourselves. Yeah, I don't really care about any of the others on this list.
I am a little surprised just because of name recognition that RuPaul isn't higher.
Yeah. Very true. I mean, come on, drag queens, where you at?
Yeah, nothing else would really excite me.
Okay. History and biography.
History and biography.
The bookshop! Aww. A history of the American bookstore. I added that one to my list after we did our initial with the nominees.
Yeah.
Oh, look, American Scary is fairly high. Marie Curie is really high.
Eric Larson's number 3.
Yeah. Which, it's not a book that I will be reading, but I do really like Eric Larson. I just don't like that subject. I don't read war book. I don't read war books.
War books, period.
Yeah, war books just are boring to me, and that sounds really bad, but they just...
Well, it depends on what kind of it is. Because if you get into the whole, like, what kind of ammo they used and what kind of tank they used and which battalions were moving where and when, then you've lost me.
Yeah.
Then you've lost me.
I mean, if you have, like, behind the scenes, like... What would that have been? Nazi, World War II? Nazis? Nazi Germany behind the scenes and like all of that, the spies, espionage, like give it to me. That's a war book that I would read.
I don't need the like military details.
Nah.
So it just kind of depends, I guess. I do remember there were some interesting looking books.
Yeah. All of the ones that I wanted to read are top 5.
I don't know. I remember this one, The Lost Tomb and Other Real Life Stories of Bones, Burials, and Murder.
Ooh, I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
I didn't want to add to want to read this in case.
I thought that looked pretty good.
And the Challenger book, that looks interesting.
Yeah. I can remember. I think we talked about that when we first went through the nominees. I was like, yeah, I was in high school. I was a freshman in high school when that happened. I think. Yeah, I was.
Oh, the Kennedy book, too. That would be interesting. You know that the Kennedys, they got some skeletons in their closet.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh my god, so many skeletons.
Oh, yeah.
And not such a perfect American family. Ask not what your country can do for you.
Oh, yeah.
What you can do for your country or something. Isn't that JFK?
JFK, yep. There's no doubt they were great statesmen. But yeah, they ain't perfect.
No, my dear, they were not.
They ain't perfect.
And now we're over here southern, what I call
I know.
old school southern.
I know, yeah. They were from like Maine or Massachusetts. Sorry, not Maine.
But yeah.
I think that was it.
Yeah, that was the last category. Well, okay then.
Alright, well, there you go. There we are.
I'm honestly not as upset by this year's winners as I typically would be.
No, I don't think so.
I think this is one of the better years.
I mean, some of them were just plain... I think this is probably, only my 3rd year of following on Goodreads, really. I'm kind of a latecomer to Goodreads, but I think I've moved past the whole, like, people only winning for name recognition. And I think since they split out romantasy from fantasy, that has helped my...
all the qualms.
Mine. Although I think we need to get a little bit more... we need to follow our definitions, I think. Yeah. I think we need to be a little more clear on our genres because I think there was some that should have been in different places. So I'm just saying, Goodreads, you should probably get your shit together on that. Yeah. But I think it's just like exposure. You know, it's like, okay, after 3 years, maybe 4, I understand now that it's just nothing you can do about it. And okay, fine, whatever.
Yeah. Sarah J. and Stephen King will always win.
They will always win. And that's just the way it is. And you pray for a year when they don't put a book out.
So that the other books that are more deserving can win.
So you other do. And so, you know, anyway, I think, like I said, I think it's just at this point, I understand that's how it works, and it's just never going to be any different. So why get worked up about it? So, I don't know. But I do have on the fantasy list, at least, and a little bit on the horror list too, come to think of it. I do have several of those books already. And I have a lot of the books on the list from last year as well. So I'm thinking maybe I just need to do a little TikTok series where I finally read the Goodreads Awards TBR that I've got.
Yeah. It would be about time.
It would be about time, since I do have several. I have lots of books on my TBR. I can't believe there's some people I follow, or have watched anyway, on BookTube, and they have like 25 books on their TBR, and they just will not buy anything new until their TBR is done. I'm like, who are you? I don't think you're human. I think you're an alien from somewhere else, because really, I have this whole shelf here, and I have a stack from almost the floor up to here, because my shelf is too small.
And I have a shelf that's at least this plus half of it, and a stack on the floor.
Yeah.
It's like this tall.
Hey,
Two stacks on the
What
floor.
are you people? But I also saw something recently that said, like, buying craft supplies and actually doing crafts, I now understand, are two separate hobbies. And I really feel that as well, because if you could see my craft room right now. So I think, you know, collecting books and reading books are actually two separate hobbies. So.
That's big facts right there.
Yeah. Because I'm like,
fine.
I'm already thinking, like, okay, I didn't really like this book very well, but it's cute, and it would be cute on my shelf. I'm like, really? What? Why?
It is a very cute book.
Why would you keep this book? You didn't like it.
See, I'm getting better about that. I want my shelves to have books that I rated like 4 or 5 stars only. Or
you would have no books on your shelf.
That's not true.
Yeah.
I give out 4 stars. Okay, I just haven't found a lot of good books recently. Okay, but I do, on occasion, give out a 4 or a 5 star.
On occasion.
Yeah, so you know what? I am decluttering. This is how I like being a hoarder.
Okay, so sometimes if you're on TikTok, she films in front of her bookshelves. So she's got a whole wall of bookshelves in her office. If she had only 4 and 5 star books, she would not fill one shelf.
That's a lie, because that is a lie. The shelf behind me, that's usually behind me in videos, is my TBR shelf.
Is your TBR shelf?
Yes. The rest of the wall, 4 and 5 star reads.
Oh, I don't believe it.
4 or 5 star reads?
I don't believe it. I think that you've kept books because of their covers.
I have kept some because of their covers. For sure I have. But the majority of them are 4 or 5 star reads. Or books that really just made me feel something inside.
You know, this is our next, like, TikTok to do together, is we're going to go through Amy's bookshelf and find out how truthful she's actually being.
I think that's a great idea.
That could be a bookshelf tour.
We should do a video.
Is Amy telling the truth that her books are only 4 and 5 star reads?
I'm here for it. And I will prove to you all and you that I am telling the truth.
I don't think so. I think actually for the time that would take, that could probably be one of our next YouTube videos too, one of our next full videos.
There we go. We'll do
a bookshelf tour where we find out if Amy's lying or not.
I think it's a good idea. I'm here for it.
I think that this would be a great opportunity for me to come over and use my gift certificate to the coffee shop that I got when Twice Told Tales reopened. I have not used that yet. I think that's a pretty good idea. I could use that. I could sit on the floor and watch Amy go through her shelf and sip coffee and go, "You liar!"
Yeah, you'll be sitting there with my
Goodreads
just being like,
"Lie!
No,
you lie!
The Goodreads tells all."
I think that is
title
a great
right there.
idea.
Goodreads tells all or something.
I think that's a great idea, and we'll get Cass so we can heckle you while we eat snacks and you go through your bookshelf.
And we'll have the 3 cats in there too.
Of course.
They would love to heckle me as well.
And we'll heckle you the whole time.
I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a good idea too. I'm gonna remember that one.
Yeah.
When she tries to like sneak that at the bottom of the pile and be like, oh, get that back up there. All right. You have got to get moving, sister, so.
I sure do, don't I?
Yes, you do.
But
so let's wrap her up.
all right, like a present. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, then please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, go on down below the video and hit that little red subscribe button. Join the Everyday Adventure family so you can see our beautiful faces every Sunday for new book videos. Also, be sure to go and check us out over on Instagram and TikTok and see all of our extra bookish content that we post over there.
Yeah. And while you're doing all that, be sure and check out the rest of Amy's channel because it isn't just book stuff. You'll see home renovations and deep cleaning projects. And now there is a new section on the channel that is so clucking good where she and the lovely Cass do some cooking and making snacks together. So you can go check that out and follow that from the get-go too. And of course you can always go look at our backlist and, you know, we have now got about 3 years worth of videos.
Wild.
And if you do all that and it's still not enough, you're still wanting more, go check out our blog too. So you can see all of the, I was on such a good roll there for a minute. Okay, so go check out her blog too, where you can see even more content like Watch It Wednesdays, where she reviews Netflix shows, or Foodie Fridays, where we do restaurant reviews. Do all of that, check it all out, enjoy, and become a part of the entire Everyday Adventurer family. We are family.
Dating ourselves again.
I was gonna say that one is actually a little bit before my time, but it's not. I was young. I was very, very young.
And I was raised right, so you know.
That's right.
Yeah. But anyway, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I'm Amy.
And I'm Kelly.
And we are
the
Everyday Epic. Nailed it that time. See you guys in the next one. Bye.